Hi everyone. Today, Broadcom earnings was released, and it was a little bit disappointed, so it's dragging down the Nasdaq currently. But personally, I think for next 2 weeks, market can be very volatile because of the SpaceX IPO. It's lots of like Wall Street banks are indirectly at least related to the SpaceX IPO deal. So I think they want to sell and then make the money from the SpaceX, and also the Fed new chair Kevin Walsh like first FOMC meeting is on June 16th to 17th. So I believe the market will have a very big movement for next 2 weeks. So please be careful. And today I brought a very interesting portfolio. It's Jensen Huang's Nvidia portfolio. It's interesting, right? Because last 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, when I was preparing the 13F, the filing from the other investment firms portfolio, I saw the Jensen Huang was and Nvidia was there, and I was like, wait, hold on, like why he's on the listed with other like hedge fund and big asset management, and I found Nvidia have made several big investment, and now they became like bigger than many fund, even the Bill Ackman's hedge fund. So I think Jensen Huang's portfolio can help us to think about the both short-term and long-term investment idea, because Nvidia is the heart of the AI, and also Jensen Huang is now shaping the future of AI industry. So I think it will be really interesting to see his portfolio, and then we can get some idea like how can we make decision of the AI investment. Before we start, I post the breaking market news every morning on my YouTube Shorts. I strongly believe this can help your investment decisions, so please check them out and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of them. Okay, then let's get started. First, there is one important thing when we look at NVIDIA's portfolio. We should not only look at 13F. The 13F shows public stocks that NVIDIA owns, but NVIDIA's real investment activity is more complex than that. In some companies, NVIDIA owns common shares. In other companies, NVIDIA owns special shares that can later turn into common shares. In some cases, NVIDIA has warrants, which means the right to buy shares later. In simple terms, NVIDIA's real portfolio is not just a stock account, it is closer to a map of the AI ecosystem. In NVIDIA's recent 13F, we can see companies like Intel, CoreWeave, Synopsys, Coherent, and Nokia, but that is not the full picture. There are also companies like IREN, where NVIDIA received the right to buy shares later. There is Corning, which is connected through warrant. There is also Lumentum, where NVIDIA invested through special shares that can turn into common stock later. So the real question is not which stock did NVIDIA buy. The better question is which AI problem is NVIDIA is trying to solve with its money. Today, I want to look at three areas of that problem. The first one is CoreWeave. CoreWeave is easy to understand. It is an AI cloud company to train and run AI models. Companies need a huge number of GPUs, but not every company can build its own data center. Buy NVIDIA GPUs is a large size and prepare all the power and cooling systems. That is why companies like CoreWeave matter. CoreWeave rents out GPU based computing power. During the gold rush, not only the people digging for gold made money, the people selling tools and renting equipment also made money. In the AI era, CoreWeave plays a similar role. When we look at CoreWeave, we can see how NVIDIA looks at the AI market. GPUs are the core of AI, but GPUs alone are not enough. You need data centers, cloud systems, power deals, and customer networks to actually run those GPUs. CoreWeave is sitting right in that spot. So we should not simply see it as a stock NVIDIA invested in. We should see it in a company running AI factories. The second one is IREN. This one is even more interesting. IREN used to have a strong images of Bitcoin mining company, but now the company is moving toward AI data centers and power related projects. That's very interesting movement. In May 2026, Nvidia and IREN announced an AI partnership. As part of the deal, IREN gave Nvidia the right to buy up to 30 million shares over 5 years at $70 per share. If Nvidia uses all of that right, it could become a potential investment of up to $2.1 billion. This does not mean Nvidia already bought $2.1 billion of IREN stock, but it means Nvidia may receive ownership later if the conditions make sense. This matters because IREN is not just a simple stock investment, it is tied to AI data center capacity. In the AI era, the bottleneck is not only GPUs or CPUs. Power, land, cooling, and data center operations are also major limits. Even if you have the best GPUs, they are useless if you do not have a place to put them, enough electricity to run them, and cooling to keep them working. That is why companies like IREN are suddenly getting more attention from the market. Nvidia did not just buy common shares in IREN, it connected stock buying rights with long term AI partnership. When I look at IREN, I see from this angle. How is NVIDIA trying to solve the power problem from AI data centers? Right now, every AI companies wants more computing power, but computing power eventually becomes a need for electricity and space. If AI keeps growing, companies with power and data center capacity may become more important than many software names. IREN is one example of that trend. The third one is optical networking company like Corning, Lumentum, and Coherent. Many retail investors may not pay much attention to this area, but I think it is very important. As AI data centers grow, GPUs need to send data to each other very fast. If their connections become slow, then even a huge number of GPUs will not work well together. So one of the next AI bottlenecks may not be the GPU itself, it made a road that connects one GPU to another. Corning is an important company in glass, fiber, and optical connection products. In May 2026, Corning announced a long-term partnership with Nvidia. As part of that structure, Nvidia received warrants to buy up to 50 million shares at $180 per share plus up to 3 million pre-funded warrants. In simple terms, Nvidia did not just buy the stock right away, it made a strategic deal that could give Nvidia future ownership. Lumentum and Coherent are also part of the same big picture. In March 2026, Nvidia announced $2 billion of investment in each company. These investments are connected to advanced optics, laser parts, and optical network products needed for AI data centers. In Lumentum's case, Nvidia bought 2 billions of special shares that can turn into common stock later, according to SEC document. To put it simply, Nvidia isn't just selling AI chips and moving on. They are also teaming up with companies that help data move faster inside AI data centers. It used to be all about who can make the best GPU. But moving forward, the real question is how do we connect thousands of GPUs so they can work together like one giant AI factory? That's exactly why companies like Corning, Lumentum, and Coherent are so important in NVIDIA's ecosystem. But we need to be careful here. Just because NVIDIA invests in the company doesn't mean stock is guaranteed to win. The price might have already shot up. Plus, these deals can be complicated, and it takes time for them to actually turn a profit. Things like warrants and special shares aren't the same as buying regular stocks. There are conditions, exercise prices, and the risk of share dilution. So buying a stock just because Nvidia is in can be pretty risky. Recently, we've seen some crazy reactions in the market. Even if Jensen Huang just mentions the company's name, the stock price is shooting through the roof. But as investors, we should be careful. Just follow the news headline or someone's passing comment. It's not good. We need to look closer. Does the company have real room to grow? Can the business actually last in the long run? Or what does the competition looks like? Today, we broke down Jensen Huang's 13F portfolio and strategic deals behind it. Hopefully, this helped your investment idea, especially in the AI investing. It's incredibly impressive that Jensen Huang is setting up the new chessboard for the next AI infra and the next AI cycle. but to be fair, it's a little scary too. Thanks for watching today's video. I'll keep working hard to reach so we can reach the financial freedom together. See you in the next video.